crime is good for capital growth. But it's got to be like,
I love this.
Saturday night biffo at the RSL is good, but junkie crime, not so good. So,
Types of
identity
crime.
fraud and stuff like that, not so good. And obviously, I don't think the crime is causing the capital growth, but it's something that people don't look for. They wouldn't see it as a positive. And the actual cause would be the fact that it's vibrant. People are hanging out on a Saturday night. Because the biggest predictor of crime is late night activity.
Right.
In general. So crime happens at night. This is talking about crime outside the home.
That's fascinating.
Well, I think Victoria's got a lot of crime going on.
So I was thinking of crime in the context of socioeconomics. So I was thinking it in terms of working class people having fun, congregating, lower middle class, spending money. The cause of crime in Victoria, whether that be like policy or certain groups that are doing certain activities. I've consulted to a supermarket chain, and it's pretty amazing what shows up on their cameras. I mean, the biggest thing of all, the golden rule, is mean reversion. So like the strongest thing of all. So a property market, if I remember correctly, has only gone up 44% in the past 10 years. Then on average, it'll grow at 17% in the following 8 years. So that's the granddaddy of all findings. My competitors would agree with me here. It's very, very clear that, in other words, properties that what goes up must come down and vice versa. So if Perth is more expensive than Melbourne, then Melbourne will attract interest from investors.
It's the equilibrium, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting too about the Melbourne thing, because I spend quite a bit of time in Melbourne at the moment too, and I'm finding that the Melburnians are all they're quite negative about even the property market, and they're like, well, we're selling our investments, we're buying elsewhere, and the people buying there and with exuberance are from outside Melbourne, and they not looking at things like the crime. There's a lot of car theft as well, and everyone's got these special sort of magnetic pouches for their car keys inside their house, because these thieves have got Bluetooth technology that can go past houses and crack their remotes and drive off with their cars. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff going on I wouldn't even think of in Sydney. I'm sure it happens here, but certainly not at the scale where everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, there's fentanyl on the street. Or I know the beggars are much more aggressive in Melbourne, I found, when walking around. So in Sydney, they're just drunks and they'll leave you alone. They're just hanging around, not doing much. But in Melbourne, they're shouting at each other. Like it's much more noticeable.
Look, on the data point of view, because you would be data obsessed, right? You want more data, right? That's you. You can't have enough of data, right? Data. What's the data though that you wished you could get your hands on?
People's thoughts.
Well, that's their thought, right? Like on a data on a social feed, their thought is, I'm interested in that topic right now. Like that's. Absolutely. So on the search data, as microburbs grows, we increasingly have that one sorted, at least at the suburb level, not quite the street level. And those trends are very interesting. I'm looking forward to publishing blog posts on those. The text, so what's in Gmail? So there's a big advantage for the big tech companies is that they have, there's YouTube and there's Gmail and ChatGPT now and Insta. And so Meta's approach has been, let's just make it open source. Anyone can innovate on top of our AI, but we're keeping our data to ourselves. So we're just create the standard for AI, but then we know about all the stuff that's been said on the local community group, Balmain Living, and what's happening on Smith Street. So we know all about that stuff. So they have an amazing potential there. That data would be awesome. More common satellite data. So like how often does the grass get mown and things like that. Seeing inside the place. If you could just let me peek in for a little bit, fly the drone in. I could just be like the water guy. Yeah, everyone lets him in. This is just the microburbs drone. Comes in. So funny you say that.
The meter reader. Yeah.
I was on Google Maps the other day. I went on to Street View, and it was a commercial address that I typed in, and all of a sudden I'm inside the store. I don't know if you've seen this before. So do you think this is where we're going to potentially heading, where there's value in the agents basically, mapping properties internally?
Domain was acquired by CoStar, and CoStar produced Homes.com in the US, and their big selling proposition was walkthroughs.
Yeah.
So one would assume that Domain is going to be pushing that if they're trying to replicate the Big Daddy model. So absolutely, there's going to be walkthroughs. It's an issue for agents because they obviously want to get the leads and they want to have the relationships, so that they might push back against these things. But at a point where you're getting better offers and you're able to make a happy customer, it could really happen.